All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the You Feel Me podcast. I'm yours truly, the one and only, here once again. To my right,
got your boy OJ. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. It's your boy Levi Jeans, Levi Genetics. Super excited for this episode. We're going to get some gems, some jewels,
of course,
some purification for the mind, the body, and the soul. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So,
yeah, you guys want to introduce you guys selves?
Hey, shalom. How y'all doing, man? Officer Tavaya, IUIC, Israel United in Christ, Toronto branch. So we here trying to bring out this truth, trying to share the truth with our people. That's one thing our people lack and our people need to hear. So that's what we're here for.
Let's get it.
Good. And I'm Officer Caleb. Likewise, I'm here from the branch in Toronto, Israel United in Christ. And yeah, we're going to bring some stuff out to y'all today.
Okay.
Sounds good.
First things first, I like you guys all came matching with the purple and everything. Yeah. How does that, why that color purple,
All right, so the backstory.
Yeah.
So it's to talk about Israel United in Christ, a faith-based organization founded by our spiritual general, Bishop Nathaniel.
Of course.
So the purple, what came to mind was he was reading the scriptures, and when they crucified Christ, they was mocking Christ. And they put Christ in a purple robe because purple is a color of royalty. Back in the day, not everyone could wear purple. You had to be of a royal lineage to wear purple. So they were mocking Christ because they were saying, he's the king. So they put him in purple before they crucified him, right? So he said, okay, they want to use purple to mock, you know what I'm saying, our Lord and Savior. We're going to use that same purple and we're going to tear down all the lies and we're going to wake our people back up. So that's the movement that you see. I don't know if you've seen some of the stuff that we've been doing.
Yeah.
We've been going places. You've seen a lot of, we've been taking the marks. I don't know if you all saw the Barclay Center.
Yeah, I seen that one.
You know what I'm saying? When
Kyrie,
because that whole controversy with Kyrie.
Yeah.
He just said that we're the Israelites. And look what they did to him.
Crucified him.
So it's things like that that they don't want us to learn, because when we find out we're the people of the Bible, that's one of the biggest controversies. That is the biggest controversy on the earth.
For sure.
When we know who we are and we get ourselves right, according to the scriptures, what they're doing comes to an end. You know what I'm saying? Y'all believe in Christ. Christ is waiting for his elect to wake up. So when we wake up, Christ returns. When Christ returns, judgment comes upon the wicked and those that's been oppressing us. So, it all works together. So they're doing things, they're intentionally putting things out there to keep us blind.
Impress us,
Yeah, man.
Because I'll say, for me, I grew up in the church. I know a lot of us, our parents brought us in the church, But, over time and studying and, figuring out what's the truth or whatnot, we kind of get alienated from the Bible just because we feel it's not really talking to us. You know what I mean? Those, the chosen people of God and stuff like that. And it's so we end up sometimes as young people, going to other things, trying to find where we can find ourselves in the stories and stuff like that. So that's amazing that you guys are saying that we're actually the people in there, because now we have something we could draw our story from,
Right. And see, here, you made me want to, let's get Malachi 2:7.
Yeah.
Because one of the biggest problems is the way that the churches are set up. We love our people in the church. We have family, grew up in the church. Some of us grew up in the church. But what we don't understand is that the church, from the time of slavery, the church was always set up to keep us asleep and keep us in servitude to our slave master. So now we fast forward to the times now, it's the same mentality. They're not teaching us how to truly serve God. We're all in the church clapping hands, singing songs, but where's the application? Because when you see, let's just think about it realistically. You go to the church, a lot of time we used to go to church for females. We used to go to church for the gal, no?
Facts, right? Big facts.
If that's a place of God, how can we go there for females? You see what I'm saying? So that's what it was, a mindset. We went to church, we were forced to go. People were going to church for the wrong reason. The pastor is not actually giving our people the instruction on how to serve God. And that's why there's a truth now that's coming up that's really according to the Bible, that's going to give our people that guidance. But let me show you something. Let's see what the Bible has to say about these leaders and how they should be instructing our people, all right?
The book of Malachi chapter 2 and verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
So they say the priest, like the pastor. I don't know if y'all heard about stuff like T.D. Jakes and mega churches. They said the priest's lips should keep knowledge. I mean that they should be speaking knowledge to the people. It's going to go into what that knowledge is. Go on.
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
So you see the people that's in the church, they should be seeking the law. How do I serve God? What is the rules on marriage? What is the rules on the things I can eat from the things I can't eat? What are the rules on the days I should celebrate certain feasts and certain days where I shouldn't? You know, there's rules throughout the Bible, but we're not getting that instruction. They say, oh, the laws of God are done away with. Just believe in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and that's it. Now, if we have that mentality, now that means that we can break God's laws. It means we can do evil. If the laws of God are done away with, I can go kill whoever I want. I could go rob. I can go steal.
Yeah, and just ask Jesus for forgiveness.
And then say, forgive me, Jesus, and that's it. How is that going to bring about change, especially in our community where you see a lot of this evil, a lot of hatred between one another. A lot of these things are happening, right? So, you know, just touching on that, our people should be seeking the law when they go into the church, not just to sing songs, not just to have a fashion competition,
talking about each other and stuff like that,
not just to carry the money.
Gossiping.
What they say, oh, the laws of God are done away with, but the law of tithes, the tithing.
Oh, that's the never ending law.
You know, give your 10% or 30. How much is it?
10%. Yeah,
10% or whatever. That was a lot, and the thing is, that was never intended to be money. Back in the time, it was, you know, it was crops or it was animal and so on and so forth. I don't know if you want to get that.
So this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 22. Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed.
Go on.
That the field bringeth forth year by year.
Right.
And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose to place his name there. The tithe of thy corn.
Tithe of the corn.
Of thy wine.
Wine.
And of thine oil.
Right.
And of the firstlings of thy herds. And of thy flocks. So
it's talking about vegetables and stuff and animals.
No money in there.
Right? You get the part where they said that if there's too far. All right, go ahead.
That thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God always.
Right.
Verse 24. And if the way be too long for thee.
Right. So now if the way is too long, right? Because remember, you're going to have crops, you're going to have animals. If you got to give those tithes, it's too far from you. Go on.
So that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from thee, which the Lord thy God shall choose to set his name there, when the Lord thy God hath blessed thee, then shalt thou turn it into money.
Then, the only reason for you to take it a distance, that you couldn't carry all the animals and all the crops that distance, you would sell what you have in money, and then you bring the money over. Go on.
And bind up the money in thine hand, and shall go unto the place which the Lord thy God shall choose.
Right.
And thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusted after, for oxen, or for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, or for whatsoever thy soul desireth.
So you see, when you got to where you were supposed to go to give your tithes, you would have to take that money and now purchase back the things that you were originally going to bring. But now they said, oh, hey, just give your tithes. It's not about no crops. Just, hey, make sure you give your 10%. Right? So a little, like, bunch of stuff like that we look at. And you know, the church is about collecting money. We love our people in the church, but the system, it was set up like that to keep us down. Right? You know, so that's one of the bigger controversies that we have. That's why we try to go and talk to a lot of these churches. I don't know if y'all saw some of them videos. We go to the church, like we would call them and try to have a sit down, because this is not us trying to have a debate. It's never about a debate. We want to really share the truth as to who we are, because a lot of things have been, you know, twisted, and a lot of things have been overlooked, and our people don't really understand who we are and what's really required of us. So we try to go and sincerely sit down with them, not to debate and see who knows more or whatever. It's really to say, hey, we got to keep God's laws. How are we going to get out of the condition that we're in? You look at us, we're at the bottom of society. All these things tie into us not keeping God's laws, right? So we try to do that, and a lot of them don't want to deal with us, unfortunately. But you know, some doors are opening, some door, you know, it is what it is. You know, we're taking the good with the bad.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Because like I found. So do you guys find then that like So the Bible itself, it's true and exact. It's just what we do with it and how we interpret it, and like how we kind of defile it at times. Like we do it a lot of things. But is that what you guys think it is, or do you feel like? Because I've also heard like different translations of the Bible have changed, and like different people have wanted different things. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
All right. So when it comes to the translation, remember their goal is to keep us away from actually learning the Bible. So when we read the Bible, we study the Bible, we go through the King James version. Like that's the one that is most accurate to the scriptures of old. Right now, a lot of people say stuff like, "Oh, King James was a homosexual and this that."
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
we know the history. King James was actually a black man.
Really?
If you've ever seen the movie called The Last King of Scotland, that was talking about King James.
Say word.
Because if we go into some detail, if you know about history, there was a time called the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
They make it seem like that was a time of like pure evil and uncivilization. But in the Dark Ages, that was when black people was ruling Europe. We was ruling Europe. If you go there, if y'all heard about Putin,
I just seen that.
He's now saying that he's been revealing or exposing the truth about Black Jesus and so on and so forth.
I've seen that.
Those things was not, that's not new.
That wasn't a secret back then.
Yeah, it's not a secret. We've been new about those things.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Our leadership has been, having these books. There's a book called The Russian Icons that shows the depiction of Jesus, all the, the prophets and so on, black throughout the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Throughout the history. And the thing is, there's a time called the Renaissance era. That was a rebirth of the so-called white man being put back into power. So when they got into that position, what did they do? They started to whitewash. You have that in Baruch? Is it Baruch? About the images, or is it?
So is that what happened? Like, because now pictures everywhere. Jesus is white. You know what I'm saying? Is that what they did? Like whitewash the whole thing?
That's one of the major controversies right there, because our people, we don't, say we're the only nation of people that worship someone that don't look like us.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's messed
crazy.
up.
Crazy.
Why
Wild
is
brainwashing.
that? You know what I'm saying? Why is that? And there's nowhere in the Bible can you prove that Christ looked like what they have depicted. Nowhere.
Yeah.
Now the question is why is it when we talk to our people and we say, hey, Christ is a black man according to the Bible, as soon as we say that, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
More times mans can't even explain it.
It's not about that.
It
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He has no color.
That no matter, man. It's Jesus.
But then you look in the wall, look in the wall in the church.
Yeah.
Look in their houses. You're gonna see that image of that white man. That man is an actual person. His name was Caesar Borgia.
Caesar.
No, there was a show called The Borgias. I don't know.
Bourgeoisie and versus the
It's called The Borgias. That was like a show, a TV series about that family. Oh. He was the son of Pope Alexander VI.
Okay.
Right. So he was a wicked man. And then who is it? Leonardo da Vinci. They used him to draw the picture. Wow. And then they said this is going to be Jesus. So now, just think about that. That means that all of our people and all these churches, everybody in the earth is worshiping a idol right now. So little things like that where you can see what's happening.
Wow.
Yep.
Go ahead, read that scripture.
So this is the book of 1 Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
So now they're taking the images they see in their black, they start to whitewash. Now paint them all white, make everything white, because back in the script, the books that they had, all of the depiction of our people are black. So now they're switching it up now and painting it white because they want to be the ones.
They want to write themselves into history.
Look at the movies. Anything with Christ, anything with anyone in the Bible. You have the Noah movie, you have the Exodus movie, the 10 Commandments. Yep. They're always making those people white.
White as rice.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the angel, the little baby with the wings.
Look at baby Jesus.
And it's white.
Yeah.
You can't prove that. There's nowhere in the Bible you can prove that.
So why is that? Why do you think they're making everything white? Why do they want to diminish like black people?
Out of all people, yeah.
Like why us? Why are we at the bottom? Type
all
shit,
right. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's go to Deuteronomy. Let's start right there.
And what was that last book you were reading? Is that King James? You said Maccabee or something?
Oh, Maccabee. Oh, all right. So the Bible, the whole Bible. Let me for my Bible example. This is my Bible. It's a King James version, right? But it's a Cambridge. Now, in between the Old and the New Testament, there was a portion of the Bible that they took out called the Apocrypha, the hidden books,
like Enoch and stuff like that.
Well, not Enoch, but there's some other books like Maccabees. There's some more of Ezra, additions to Ezra. There's Wisdom of Solomon. They took these books out because, especially in the Maccabee, they say that Maccabee was outlawed in like Jamaica and the islands because it was teaching the people how to rebel and rise up against the oppression that they're going under.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, and also it fills the gap because when you look inside, if you're following the Bible historically, in Malachi, they're in the Persian Mede captivity.
Okay. Yeah.
And then when you get to Matthew, the next book, they're in the Roman captivity. The Israelites are under Rome. What they took out was the Greek, and that plays a big part in how everything got confused. Everything got twisted. And you know about Alexander?
Yeah.
Y'all know about they call him Alexander the Great.
The snake.
That's what they call him.
Yeah.
That's the right word. You got it. First Maccabees there. Yes, sir. Because he's in the Bible. They speak about him in the Bible.
Say a word.
But they don't. That's why they don't want us to. They don't want to have that history in there because now we're going to see that the Bible and history go hand in hand. It's just that a lot of different names, different titles, right? But it's the same. It's the same timeline. Let's read that right quick.
First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece.
So this is when Alexander destroyed and took out the Persian and Medes, and now he went into power. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a history right here. This is actual history, but that's in the Bible. So it was in between the Old and the New Testament to give us more understanding and fill the gap, because other places it shows how we were destroyed. We weren't able to call ourselves Israel no more. Anyone that said they were Israel would get killed and slaughtered. So a lot of this was playing in a part why we get to the New Testament and there's so much confusion. Right? Because they're not giving us a true understanding. But once you read it and study, you learn.
And you know why that's so deep also? Because, so like when I went to school in Guelph, right? And I met a couple, like I made some white friends out there. It was mostly a white school, right? I met some Jewish friends out there. And so one of my Jewish friends, he brought me to, it was like, I think it was called Shabbat or something like that, where they like basically just all get together. There's rabbis there and stuff like that.
Oh, the synagogue. So Shabbat is the Sabbath.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it was a Sabbath. Exactly. It was a Sabbath. I think they were having like a barbecue, something like that. But so this is when I'm heavy on my black knowledge type, getting the history back and all of this stuff. And so like me and him, I tell him like, bro, like you know that, like like black people, we're the real, like we're the original Jews, what I used to say back in the days. And then he'd get super upset, and we just go back and forth and stuff. And then so when he brings me to this thing and I'm talking to the rabbi, and he's like, yeah, Levi, tell the rabbi what you're saying, type thing. And so he started talking to the rabbi, and he's like, oh yeah, like we all know that, back there's a certain lineage of Israel and of Jews that were African or black people. Like, we accept that. And I'm just like, wow, that's so crazy that even they know it, but we don't know it.
Yeah.
Type thing,
Hey, all the nations know who we truly are. But they look and they frown upon us because we've been indoctrinated with so much lies. What is our culture? What is our heritage? We've been grown to think our heritage is hip hop.
Yeah.
Our heritage is just like stuff that they set up in the media. You know what I mean? And that's not our true heritage. That's not what we're supposed to be following. We're supposed to be following the Bible. They saying, let me get what you got for me? I want Revelation 2:9. Let me just go right to it.
Revelation. Oh, Lord.
because it's showing us about who we are and who are those same people that are saying that they're the Jews. Now you see it like a topic like this is controversial.
Very.
Because like I said, with Kyrie, Nick Cannon, Ice Cube, a lot of these people that wanted to speak out and say we're the people of the Bible, or we're the real Jews, we're the Israelites, they now get blackballed.
Wow.
Right? So Nick Cannon, he was trying to say all that stuff, and they made him, he had to go and sit down with a rabbi and go do some lessons and do all this.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? You don't hear him saying nothing like that no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Because they run the media. They run the media. You try and go against what their program is, they gonna set you straight.
Wow.
But bro, just look at it from the Kyrie perspective, right? Because he was speaking the truth or whatever, right? He got blackballed, like he said. He missed a lot of time playing. He lost his Nike deal in a second.
Crazy.
Right?
Yep.
And then you look at like Ja Morant toting straps and stuff.
Yeah.
Still has his Nike deal.
That's interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then look
yeah.
at like mans like Josh Giddey, fam.
Oh yeah, he touched it. With
With the little girl.
The little girl.
That man never
girl.
missed one game, fam.
He's still playing.
He's still playing. He never missed one
They cleared
game.
him of that. They cleared him of that thing.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's what they do, though. Those higher ups. That's what. Like if
Exactly.
we get into like the Epsteins and then these people, that's their crime of choice. Let's say,
man.
you know. So I feel like they close a blind eye to. That's crazy, man.
So were you guys weren't over there at the Barclays, nah?
Yeah, we was there.
You guys were there?
We
I remember
us
seeing
here
those
was
videos.
literally there
Yeah.
because he was trying. They had him on suspension.
Yeah.
For just saying that he shared a link to a documentary that was talking about us being the true Jews, the real Israelites, and then they tried to put that thing about anti-Semitic.
He didn't even tweet anything. He just put the link.
It's the link.
Yeah, there was no hatred, and that's the whole thing. That's like their defense when their trump card. Anytime you try to bring that truth out, they say you're being anti-Semitic. So anti-Semitic means you're going anti against Shem, right? Because if you know the history, Noah, you know about Noah's ark.
Oh, yeah.
Noah had 3 sons.
Come on, let's get to that.
He had 3 sons: Shem, Ham, and Japheth, right?
Yeah.
Now, when they say anti-Semitic, it's really saying anti-Shemitic. So anything against the lineage of Shem. But what they don't know, and even Kyrie said, I can't be anti-Semitic when I'm Semitic.
Am I anti-me?
You can't be anti-Semitic because under the under Shem, which would they call anti-Semitic or Semitic, so-called blacks, white people, Chinese, East Indian, Arab, Japanese. You know what I'm saying? We're all, according to the Bible, we're all Shem, from the lineage of Shem.
Really?
Yes.
So that's what I wanted to ask, because I remember reading this. There's 3 sons, and this is kind of like the different races, I guess, that came out of
Yeah,
it.
they repopulated the earth.
Yes.
Noah, his wife, and then his 3 sons with their wives. And they end up repopulating the earth.
And then there's Shem, there's Ham. Is Ham the white?
No, Ham is the African nations. You know, I want to show you something actually.
Whoa.
Let me show you something right here. Read Ham out of that thing right there. Now I'm gonna have you guys thinking about something right quick.
Okay.
Because a lot of times they say, we all African. You know what I'm saying? We all from. We're all coming from that region, yes.
Yeah.
Because even Israel is literally the so-called Middle East was a part of Africa. They don't want to say that.
It's a
Right?
separated.
That's what they call it, the Middle East. But that's where we used to dwell in those places before we got punished. Right? Because why are we over here? All of this is a result of us not obeying God. We're going to go into that as well. But seeing how we're talking about the lineage with Shem, and we're going to see about Ham. I want to bring the definition of Ham, and then I'm going to ask y'all a question, or you're going to see. You're going to probably ask the question, but go ahead.
So this is under Van Compact Bible Dictionary. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood.
Right.
He became the progenitor of the dark races.
He became the progenitor. That's like the forefather of the dark races.
Okay.
All right. But here's the catch. Go ahead.
Not the Negroes.
Stop.
Wait a minute.
Not the Negroes. Not the Negroes. But who?
But the Egyptians.
Right. That's so-called Africans, right?
They're Africans. Yeah.
Ethiopians.
Right.
Libyans. And Canaanites.
Right. So
Now value
you see
type.
now that you look at that, the different nations that they're bringing up there is those African nations, but it focused on saying not the Negroes. So we say, who are the Negroes? The Negroes are the ones that was going through slavery when they had those slaves, Negroes for sale. So even when you look at history, when it was when Moses had to save the Israelites out of Egypt, the Egyptians was black, and the Israelites were black.
Oh, come on.
But it's black people oppressing black people, but they were not the same nation. Because remember back then, it was mostly black people. It started with us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This was before the white man was even on the planet Earth.
No, he was on the planet.
Okay. Cave time.
The Egyptians was the ruling nation on the planet at the time.
Yeah.
It was black people, and they were oppressing us. They had us in slavery.
Wow. So that story was real.
Yeah, people like to act like this is like a made up story. No, this is real history.
Wow.
It's real history.
So what about the pyramids?
Oh, we were the ones that was building them.
We built those heavy ass stones?
While we were in slavery, we was building those pyramids. You know what I'm saying? Watch these movies. What were they doing?
Those are really heavy stones though, like, and it's like very like on point.
Right,
and I heard it's high science behind those pyramids and stuff.
Because remember, even
what equipment do we have?
Look at the history with the Egyptians. They have they're worshiping all these different gods. There was on some satanic type worship. So just like now, look at how America, they have all this science and they have all this technology. Back then, whatever Satan was giving them was teaching them how to do the things that they were doing, like, you know, giving them an instruction how to build these pyramids. That's why they're looking at it. They up to now can't figure out how they were able to make these type of things back then when there was none of those machinery to really make it happen.
Yeah.
Right? So it's showing you Satan has that power to instruct them to do evil and to do certain things, science and all these things. It's going way back to that time.
So black people build the pyramids.
Yeah, we built the pyramids.
No, I believe that too. But people would say I'm crazy when I said that.
Yeah. I know.
Hey, it's not something I want to say it's something to be happy of.
Yeah.
But you know, we was in slavery at the time.
Yeah.
Right. But hey, the credit is there as far as us being able to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're more than what they think that they try to portray us as.
So do you think they know that, or they're just gonna keep going? Oh, we don't know how the pyramids are built.
Oh, they know.
Come on, they know, fam.
They know.
They know it's with the truth. They know.
It's us that don't know. Especially if you go to Europe, you go to certain communities. I know I heard a story about this one lady, she went to some store or something, and she was talking up. She was because there's a dress code the way the women dress. Like women ain't supposed to wear pants and stuff. The Bible, right? So she was wearing her dress, and she went to a certain store, and she was talking to some Italians or something like that, and she was saying, "Oh, I'm an Israelite." Da 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 da. And the man said, "Hey, everything you're saying, we always knew about it. We know about this. The problem is that you and your people don't know. And why? Because we're too busy paying attention to the new rap songs and the new album and the new movie or what's going on in sports. All these, the media is hitting us on all angles to distract us from saying, let me look at this Bible and see what's going on in there. You know what I'm saying? So that's a major thing. So, I know I was jumping around in a bunch of different scriptures. Y'all got me thinking about a lot of different stuff.
So Ham, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so I just want to take it back to the sons, because this is interesting. So we have Ham Shem is us, basically.
Right, along with a bunch of other, like the so-called white man, like I said.
Okay.
Chinese, East Indian. Like a lot of us come from Shem.
Okay.
Right? Ham is like most of the Africans, and then you see like Japhet will be like some of the other, like the Indonesian, like the Filipino, Hawaiian.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of those people come from. Those three nations, those three lineages. The promise that God made, He chose Abraham, right? Because we talk about our forefathers. We always say Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So the first person that the Most High was dealing with after that flood on a personal level was Abraham.
Okay.
And He made a promise with Abraham.
Yeah.
His lineage is going to be the promised seed, and He's going to deal with them and make them the kings and the rulers, pretty much the rulers of the planet. Right. So it went from Abraham, it was passed down to Isaac, and then from Isaac it was passed down to Jacob. Then Jacob had 12 sons, and those 12 sons make up the 12 tribes of Israel.
Come on.
So that's now when we go like, hey, where your father from?
My dad?
Yeah.
He's from Jamaica.
Your father?
Jamaica.
You said your father from Jamaica.
Jamaica,
right? Both of our fathers. So according to the Bible, we are all from the same tribe. We're from the tribe of Benjamin.
Man, damn.
You know what I'm saying? but they don't teach us this, and that goes through a lot of study. It's not something that's for me to try to explain it, it might not click right away. First thing you need to really understand is that we're the people of the Bible first, and then upon doing further research, you're going to start to see.
I'm with you.
Right? So let me show you something with that said. Get Psalms 111. there's a secret to learning this Bible, and this is one of the major. I'm gonna give you guys a gem right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna show y'all a little gem that it changed my life. It changed all of us. You see us in purple. You see us living a certain way. This thing doesn't come natural. You know, you got to put forth effort. You got to be seeking the truth, and just like it is with like anything you do, sports, or if you're a person that's in the street, you know that aspect of being fake. You ain't really living the life. We gotta really live the life.
This thing, yeah.
When you live the life, then you're gonna really see what's up with it. I'll read that there.
The book of Psalms, chapter 111 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
So the start to getting wisdom is from fearing God. Because if you don't fear God, you're not gonna listen and do nothing different. You're gonna continue to live how you want. You're not gonna say, hey, I gotta keep these laws, or I can't eat these certain things. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can't be living in, fornication, jumping woman to woman to woman, like all these different things that we've been taught in the world. We've been taught to live a certain way. So it said, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Read on.
A good understanding have all they that do his commandments.
A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. So when we start keeping the laws, applying the laws, spiritually our eyes become more opened to what the Bible is saying. So I will read something, I didn't understand it, but as I keep growing and learning and applying the laws, now spiritually I'm able to understand and see what the Bible is really saying, and my spirit is now coming back to the original state that I was in before. When we need the Bible, it's like Superman with kryptonite.
Yeah.
And he might be as strong as strongest man or whatever, but you bring that kryptonite and he's all weak.
Yeah.
Our kryptonite is sin. Our kryptonite is sin. So once we break God's laws, we're spiritually weak. But you see that? He say a good understanding have all they that keep his commandments. So that's a major thing right there. How you guys, if after this you say, hey man, them brothers was saying some stuff, I want to look into that thing. A major thing you want to focus on is knowing, hey, you're not going to just be able to say, yeah, I believe.
Yeah, and that's your savior now.
You know what I'm saying? They say knowing is half the battle. You can know, but what you're going to do, knowledge, information that you know.
That's a theme in my life. That's a reoccurring theme that I find in my life is that, I love, finding the knowledge, but it's okay, bro, you can know all of these things, but it doesn't really become real until you act it and you live it. And I think that's the difference between, the knowledge and the wisdom and, Yep. So that's something I'm trying to, I guess, get a hold of at this time of my life. It's just the knowledge versus the wisdom and living it and being it. And yeah.
Yep,
Can I ask you guys a question? So you guys are Israelites. That's what,
we are the Israelites.
Okay.
Yep.
So what would you guys say is a big misconception that you guys have about you guys? Do people think you guys are a cult or something like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They had a list of, in America, of the top, the hate groups?
Top 3.
The major hate groups.
Yeah, that's what they call you guys, a hate group?
They have us at number 3.
Who's above you guys?
Do you remember? Do you have a list of that?
The Ku Klux.
Oh, you guys are on the same list as what?
No, Ku Klux Klan. What was it? Ku Klux Klan was 10.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's mud.
What? KKK is what?
20.
And you guys are third?
We're the third biggest threat to America right now.
So
we haven't killed nobody. We ain't beat nobody. We ain't burned no cross on no one's yard.
Yeah.
We ain't did nothing to no one. All we've been doing is teaching God's word.
The truth.
Ain't lynch nobody.
Teaching our people.
Right?
We actually bringing about peace in our society because now we're dealing with each other. We're saying, hey, we can't have hatred towards one another. We got to stop holding grudges with one another.
Yeah.
And they have us as number 3. Why? Because
That's crazy.
it's revealing who they are. You know what I'm saying? Some people like to say this is the white man's book, but the same Bible talks about what's going to go on with the white man.
Okay.
Oh, you have that list? Okay, let's look at
Okay,
this.
let's
And
see
is that why
list.
you guys are probably not on the media too? Because they don't want to promote a hate group in their eyes?
We on YouTube, we on the
YouTube,
social media outlets, but when they're ready, they like to cut our feed. They like to kick us off.
Maybe demonetize.
Yes, they do all these things to, keep us down.
Yeah.
But you can't keep down what God is putting forth.
Exactly.
God is the one that's going to make this thing happen. That's why you see, if you continue to do some research, you're going to see that this thing is everywhere. We got the same movement in the islands. We got the same movement in Africa, Europe. You know what I'm saying? So we're just a branch here in Toronto.
Yeah.
So we're all over the place. But We got this, I want y'all to look at this thing.
That's crazy.
So
There
America's
crazy.
largest hate groups. They got. You want to hear? Read it. Go ahead.
I'll show you guys after. So this is America's largest hate groups. Number 1, the Proud Boys.
I don't even know who the Proud Boys are, but whatever.
Sound like something down south.
I don't like the way that sounds. Proud boy.
Number 2, Nation of Islam.
So they got the Nation of Islam.
Oh, for
among
sure.
us,
Okay, yeah.
right? Because the man with the bow tie,
The Malcolm X.
Farrakhan and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's because they say the Nation of Islam because that's a black movement. Like, you know what I'm saying? Predominantly a black people movement. So of course they're gonna put them at number 2. But go ahead.
That's crazy.
Number 3, Israel United in Christ.
Us
Wow.
at number 3.
It's crazy.
And watch this. I'm gonna jump down to number 20. American Christian Dixie Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. Number 20.
Number 20.
Wow.
That's insane.
You know how
It's
people
far on the
get
list.
killed?
Like,
You know how many people the Ku Klux Klan of our people have killed and slaughtered back then?
trust me.
Tying them to the truck and driving and killing them.
That's so
you hear
wild.
about Emmett Till and all. Like all of this is extension of Ku Klux Klan.
Hey, because we speak to a bunch of brothers down south. That's still happening. It's just not being put out like that.
Can imagine.
Or people are still being lynched and killed the same way. But it's just more so, it's not out in the opening like that. So that's still happening. They are killing people. We don't kill nobody. We just read the Bible. But we number 3. So it shows you it's not about weapon. It's not about physical fighting. It's about the knowledge. Black folks, when we have knowledge, we are a threat to this society.
For sure.
So question about so the leader of your organization, what's his name?
Is Bishop Nathaniel.
Okay, so he was like the founder of
Yes, he was a founder.
The organization.
He was learning under some other schools, but he's a man that's searching out the Bible.
Right.
Have an honest mindset of having that care and that love for your people. He came about really looking and seeing, and the Most High opened his eyes to understand certain things. So that's why you see the military mindset that we have, but it's in righteousness.
for sure.
The unity that we've lacked as a nation. We're bringing that
Organization.
back. Yes. We call ourselves an organized nation. You know what I'm saying? We know about the organization, but we're an organized nation.
That's a bar right there,
So,
boys.
I don't know if y'all seen, we was in Detroit, we was in Memphis, where we see black men in unity
Walking
marching
through the
through, a lot of these major places, Chicago, right? Last year was Baltimore, right? And it's not to say we're just trying to march. We're trying to show that black unity, and we're also trying to show that, hey, if we come together under these laws, man, we can do anything, right? So, Bishop Nathaniel, he leads the charge of having that vision of having us come together and do what we need to do according to the Bible. Get Zephaniah 2:1. Because this is what the world don't want to see us do. They don't want to see us come together. I might not know you from nowhere, anywhere, but I should have that respect and love for you because you're
my brother.
You're my brother.
Yeah.
But now, what is it in the world, in the street? I walk and I see you. I'm looking at you, looking at me. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
why
Beef tank.
this man watching me?
Ice grilling, yeah.
There's that love is gone. Right?
That's so true.
Now
man.
we're already on edge, seeing each other, and it's like we're supposed to be enemies,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what they've taught us, right?
That's deep, man.
I just want to even going out, if you're in we don't even talk to each other, we hardly even talk to we don't talk to a stranger no more, type thing. We're just so in our thing. It's it's crazy, but yeah, sorry.
Yeah. What you're saying is on point because that's how they want. They don't want us to have unity. They don't want us to communicate. They don't want us to be dealing with each other, right? And it's like we're always on edge because a lot of us, everyone's been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know you, but I'm sure you got a story. You know what I'm saying? I don't know you from nowhere, but you got a story. It's not a comparison of I went through
More than that, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I hate that people try to
been through something.
struggle Olympics, dog.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Struggle.
I struggled more. That's another thing with black people. We gotta get this together, man.
We all struggling. We at the bottom of society, man. Doesn't matter how much the struggle that you might not have been half as bad as mine.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, none of us are supposed to be struggling. We're supposed to be the rulers of the planet. We're supposed to be the kings.
Come on.
We're supposed to be the kings of the rulers. We ain't supposed to be working, breaking our back to pay bills and doing all that. We're supposed to be the leading nation. God chose us to be the example of how to live right and live righteously on this earth. But Satan said, I'm gonna use them to be the bad example instead. And that's lo and behold, that's what we have. That's why you have people like Sexy Red and these type of female artists and these rappers, and you know what I'm saying. As much as some of them might have skill, like, you know, like I grew up in that type of environment, so I can respect the skill, but the content, the message. It's like, come on, like, what are you doing? Like, you're setting our people back.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I'm saying? Not like back in the day where people were dropping knowledge and it was making our people, you know, have some wisdom where they wanted to live better. Now it's just like, forget about it. Let's just get on this Molly. Let's take these drugs. Let's do this, that, and smoke and that. Come on, like, and you know, what's going on?
And the way music is, it's so powerful. It's like you'll have your chorus, it's a repetition, then you have the beat you're vibing to. It's like you're programming your mind with this stuff. You know what I mean? And then, like, that's why my favorite rapper, Jay Electronica, he's just like, and he struggles with being the rapper and wanting to be the braggadocious versus actually just giving you jewels and stuff like that. But like sometimes when you step outside of it and you just take in the stuff we're listening to, it's like, bro, like, why are we surprised that we're in certain conditions? Like, you know what I mean? We're listening to craziness. You know what I'm saying?
That's an interesting choice of your favorite artist. You know, I know he came out like one album, like, but he's been around a lot. He's like more kind of underground.
Yeah, super underground. Yeah.
So yeah,
you listen to it?
I listen to him, but I know about him.
You know about him? Okay.
I know about him. But even on the music tip, we do have our own record label. You know what I'm saying?
Say word.
We do music. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all be playing music up on here.
Yeah.
We gotta give y'all some righteous music, or we call it truth music.
Okay.
Right?
That's fine.
It's not, you hear about like gospel rap and stuff like that, but it's not we trying to make that same vibe, like, just like how they make the evil and the wickedness sound good and you bump into it and you vibe into it. And everything could be talking about all manner of wickedness, but you're not even hearing it because the beat and the way the flow is. We trying to bring that same counterpart, but with righteousness.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've heard there's some good rap. Like, you know, I've heard a couple still. It's like, it just makes they make it look, it's so crazy. Everything's backwards. It's like, they make you look corny if you're actually trying to drop some kind of something that'll help people. Like, if, like, you know, you're corny in that sense, but once you're focused on yourself and the brag, my chain is so gold, so icy, like, you know what I mean? That's the shit. It's just like backwards, I feel like, you know?
Yeah, but hey, it's been, you know, we've been building on it, but right now I feel like, you know, the music that's being made, shout out to Original Royalty, that's the name of our record label. We're doing a lot of music, all different genres, all different aspects, you know, people from everywhere. And you know, it's having an effect. People are starting to catch ear of it. Like, you know, like, hey, the time the South had something to say, you know, that time when ATL was running the music.
Yeah.
You got the East Coast running it. Like, I feel like
this is our time.
There's going to be, it's getting to the time where it's going to be truth music going to be running the music.
Hey. Come on, you guys got to sign me.
You know, put us on that for real. Send that to us.
You know, get in the right mindset, man, of making music for righteousness' sake instead of for evil. Let's get hold that. What you had, and get 1 Corinthians about evil communication.
So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 33. Be not deceived.
Don't be fooled. It's showing you. Go on.
Evil communications corrupt good manners.
So that evil communication, you hear that beat, and the beat is just like, you know, I love music. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something I grew up listening to all the time. I make music as well too. But it's like evil communication is gonna corrupt your good manners. So you might be someone that's trying to do certain things right, but because your eyes listen to a certain song, you might not think it's gonna have an effect on you, but it's gonna have an effect on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go, like, or you go to the club back in the day and you hear certain type of war tune and certain, you know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is, like, I always bring up, like, you know, Little John and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Crusher. You know, I ain't never scared of whatever.
I ain't never scared. That was baby.
Now, all of a sudden, you want to fight.
Yeah,
why? We're being pro.
Puts you in that mode.
Evil communication. Even things about the girls and stuff. Now you lust in you're watching at the females.
That's
whatever it is.
thing, yeah.
It's a major part in the influence on our people. And it's not just the music. Same thing with the movies. We're talking about Snowfall and stuff. Like, I like a good storyline.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, and seeing our people, but the message is always to set us into that type of mind frame.
So true.
It's always to keep us into that mind frame of that, you know, drugs and guns.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
we're always in those type of movies too, like black people.
Yeah.
Like were they like how many slavery movies have they made?
God
You know what
damn
I'm
it.
saying? It's like how much movies about a young black kid in the streets trying to sell drugs to come up like those like there's it just seems like repetitive. Like that's the only thing we have, or like even like a sports story too. Like
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Is that their
basketball,
streets or the
streets.
athlete? You know what I'm saying? So
why can't we get like an Oppenheimer? Well, not Oppenheimer because that's a documentary.
So,
but,
hey,
like,
but let me ask y'all, did any of y'all see the Book of Clarence, that movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't seen it yet. So.
That's something that y'all need to see, man.
Fire.
That now, you know, and that thing, we went inside. They took that out of the theater real quick. They're saying they had all sorts of bad reviews and saying all this stuff about the movie, but that's one movie that is so close to how we are as a people. You're looking at it. It's in the time of when Christ was on the earth, the disciples, everything. So in the movie, you're looking, it's during, you know, Jerusalem and so on. Everybody's black. The only people that are white are the Romans. So it's actually in line with the Bible. They don't like that. Christ, Jesus is in the movie. He's black.
Yeah, I'm watching.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the storyline as well, like it has a little comedy because it's showing our people, even though we're in that time, we still had, you know, we were still in that same rebellious, wicked spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We still had that rebellious spirit to not want to do what God says. So it's showing you because it says the Book of Clarence. Clarence, he was a brother. He was a twin brother of one of the disciples.
Okay.
Right? Thomas.
Oh,
when you hear about like doubting Thomas, like,
yeah.
believe that Christ resurrected. So Christ came after he resurrected and said, "Hey, put your hand here."
And I remember that.
Where you got where the nail went through his hand and stuff like that. So Thomas had a twin. Let's get was it John 20:24?
How you remember all of these, man?
No, I don't. There's certain things that stick.
Yeah.
A lot of it doesn't stick, but you know, like sometimes when you're just thinking about it, if I read it recently, it will kind of still be there, right? So I want you to read this because they hear about the Book of Clarence, they think it's something made up. Nah, the Book of Clarence is Clarence. He did. I don't know if his name was Clarence, but Thomas did have a twin because in the movie that the Book of Clarence is showing the story of Thomas's twin. So he's now trying to do his own thing, and his brother's a disciple with Christ in the time, walking around, and he's trying to do his own thing, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has to go through his kind of trials. So the truth is out there, but it's a good dynamic. The way they set the movie, because you can learn a lot. Right, of being, I'm gonna live the life I want. Because I think he's going to the club, he's smoking his weed, he's trying to make some money, he's trying to hustle.
Yeah.
The same type of mindset, but it's in the same timeline when Christ is on the earth.
That's lit.
So that's what I'm telling you all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not surprised you guys haven't seen it because it came out, it pulled it out the movie quick. But you can watch it. Like it's,
I'm gonna watch that.
You can find that thing. Like you know what I'm saying? Online it's out there. But watch this. Read this, man.
The book of John, chapter 20, and verse John 20 and verse 24. But Thomas, one of the 12,
so he's one of the 12 disciples. Go ahead.
Called Didymus.
Didymus or Didymus. If you look at the definition of that word, it means twin. So they called him twin because he had a twin. He was, you know what I'm saying? He had a twin brother. So that's why in the movie it's talking about the other side. So you see, he's a man following the Bible, following Christ, but it's showing the other side, how the twin living in the world, you know, doing in that timeline. So it's really good because it's relatable to a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? It's related because I went to church growing up and stuff, but I never really was following that. Like I grew up in like hood society and I grew up in all the nonsense, but everyone has a certain spirit where you're looking for answers, you're looking for knowledge, you're looking for wisdom. You know what I mean? You would be seeing the state of your people and you'd be asking like, why are we like this, man? Why are we like this? Right? So a lot of times we just don't have the solution. We don't have the answers. Why we just continue, my name, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll figure it out and continue living. Right? But when the truth now falls in your lap, it's like, okay, what you gonna do now? Right? Because, hey, a lot of us, we learned this. We would think it's a good news for us to find out that we're God's people. We're the people of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And we go to your friends, go to your family. You know, we lose friends.
For sure.
Man, I don't want to hear about that Bible stuff, man. Yo, where the Pastor Blunt, yo.
Yeah.
Stuff, yo, where the gal I'm at. This,
yeah.
You know, like they're still in the mindset of how we always been. Like, okay, I want to, you know, go have multiple females, or I want to have just a girlfriend. I'm jumping from girl to girl. I want to go play sport. I want to go do all these things that we usually have been doing. But when you're called, you know what I'm saying?
Trust me.
When your spirit is moved to want to do this, man.
Trust me.
Take a stand, because in the end, this is all you're gonna be judged by. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we really need to be looking at.
So what was it that drew you guys to this like specific organization? Like, obviously the calling, but like, why this organization?
Oh man, why this organization?
Yeah.
Well, what I would say is like, just looking for answers. Them time I was always on YouTube looking for videos. Like, I felt like I kind of had some level of, my spirit. If I watched something and my spirit didn't connect with it, I'm like, nah, I ain't watching. I'm done. So I went through a lot of different type of movements and so on and so forth. That was trying to give that knowledge. But then when I learned certain things, like, why you keep talking about this? And why you keep pushing this thing, man? I don't like it. So my thing with how I found this, like, there was a video, it was on YouTube, it was called The Message to the Black Man. I just got to give you it straight. Our Bishop Nathaniel, he had a series called The Truth Shall Make You Free. And he had different topics, and he would go in like detail. It's like a series where you talk about these things. So them time I'm looking for the truth, and I dismiss a lot of stuff. So I see something say, I watch one video, and then I see on the side of YouTube a bunch of stuff, and I see one that said Message to the Black Man. So I'm like,
that's me.
Okay, let me see what this is. Let me see what this. I was approaching it with like, let me see, like, I thought it was gonna be some BS. Let me see this Message to the Black Man. I click it, I'm watching it, and man, that thing had me. I was like, that thing hit me hard. That thing hit me like a ton of bricks, man.
Word.
And after that, since then, I just been watching, and this is where here I am, man.
Is that still up? Is that still on YouTube?
It should still be up. It should still be there, man.
I'm gonna find that.
So how long ago was that?
That was like supposed to be like 11 years I've been in this walk, Yeah.
Wow.
What's your guys' take on, back to the music stuff? What do you guys think about like us saying the N-word all the time?
Good question.
Like, do you think that's something, like you said with the purple, they used to mock Jesus, whatever, for me wearing that, but like back then they used to call us the N-word, but now we took it back and we say it now.
Hey man, I think we don't call each other the N-word, man.
Yeah.
That's something that was created in America. That's a mentality, you know what I'm saying? We see that as an insult.
So you think
I'll say like, if I say, stop being a nigger, man. Yeah. Stop being a nigger. I don't be like,
it's so true.
In the world, it's like, that's my nigga.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And it's like, a positive thing. Hey, I used to have that same mindset.
Exactly.
But now we learn the nigga mentality is what we see in the world. The nigga mentality is the tattoos on the face and I'm all ratchet and I'm all just I don't care about nothing. The pants hanging down and you know what I'm saying, doing all that crazy stuff. That's the nigga mentality.
So do you think like the white people are like laughing at us for like, of course, running with that?
They've been mocking us. But there's nigga. It's in the Bible. Let me show you something. Yeah, read that.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called nigger.
It said who?
That was called nigger.
They said it was called nigger. They spell it Niger. So we automatically say Niger.
Niger. Yeah, it's nigger.
When we look into the history of that was nigger.
Wow.
That meant nigger meant what? Black. It just meant black, right? So over time, that's why it was easy. Oh, you niggas. That's why they call us niggas, calling us black. We ain't, look at our skin. We're not actually black. This couch is black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they saying that's an insult. You know what I'm saying? They calling us niggas. It's just trying to call us like just nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
And our
put the connotation behind it. Like, it was a word, and then they put that bad connotation behind it.
And our dumbasses took it on.
We take on what everything. We take on everything that they give us. That's the problem.
The brainwashing is crazy.
We take on everything they give us, and that's why our mentality got to change. You stand back.
It's mentality for sure.
Okay. That's something that they set up for us. You know what I mean? They want to keep us in that type of mindset. That's why they put those movies out. That's why they put the, all
music.
These BMFs.
And
this, that, and the third, because that's all they're giving us.
Yeah.
I'm not going to finish Snowfall now.
What's the righteous stuff that they give us?
No, real time.
Nothing.
Because the most popular, like, black shows are all about drugs, money, women, sports. That's it. You don't get nothing else.
That's all they want. They want us. They say that we're only for entertainment.
Literally, yeah.
Wow.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? What was the white woman that told LeBron to shut up and dribble when he tried to talk some knowledge? She told him, shut up and dribble.
Shut up and dribble, nigga.
Don't try and spit no knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
That's so wild.
The same way that's how he dealt with Kyrie. He's talking stuff, man. Boom. He got it bad over there. Right? So it's like, what are we really supposed to be doing? Oh, we're just supposed to do what they want. But there's another side to it. Let me. What did you have there about the proverb and the byword? Yes, sir. These are they given us. It's one of the curses that was put upon us because we don't want to obey God. All of this that's happening to us, people might think it's crazy, but it's not us, but our forefathers. It's a result of us not wanting to submit to God. Can you imagine this? You know about Moses, right?
Yeah.
He opened up the Red Sea. He killed killed bare Egyptians, killed the firstborn of all the sons in Egypt, and took the people, opened up the water, walked to the next side. God is with them at the time. When they get to the other side, they start rebelling against him. They start talking crap. They start doing all that murmuring and going against Moses.
After I just brought y'all, like
after God him as a prophet, God used him to save you guys out of slavery. Yeah, and now you guys are complaining.
They can't help it.
That sounds like black people to me.
Your facts.
Ungrateful.
I started turning up.
That sounds like
running down gold.
All right. Why y'all brought us over here?
Why you guys? Oh, better. That's like if we were taken out of if Christ or God or anyone saved us out of Canada or America and brought us into the wilderness. Now it's like, why this guy bring us out here where there's nothing, man?
It's cold over here.
Keep us back there, man. We could go to McDonald's and
trust me.
Yeah, we could have. It's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And then God's gonna make an example out of those people because they're ungrateful. He just saved you from a condition, and you're complaining. He was raining down food. They say they call it angels' food, and they were complaining. Why do I gotta keep eating this manna?
Like, good God, it's like
you got food to eat. You know what I'm saying? God is with you, and you guys are complaining.
That's crazy.
That's our people. But you see, that's the thing that's set up. That's why they don't want us to understand who we are, and the mentality that we have is so against what the Bible is saying. But I don't want to get lost. Let's get to that curse right there.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
So one of the curses is say we're going to become an astonishment. Go on.
A proverb and a byword among all nations whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Right? Because we scattered, we're everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We found out we got black people in India. We got our people in India. We got our people in China. Some places that you wouldn't think that our people are, we're there. But everywhere we got these bywords: black, nigga, negro, color. They're calling us all these different names. You don't see it always changes every however much years. They were calling us colored. They were calling us black. They were calling us Negroes. They're calling us niggas. They were calling us African American.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Jamaican is a byword. Trinidadian is a byword. These are bywords as well, too.
That's deep.
You see what I'm saying? But now we proud. Like, I see the flag there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know I come from the same type of mindset. So it's not to, bomb on them or try to diss, but all this is all set up. This is all set up.
It's true.
Jamaica was a land of our captivity. How did we get there? You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Verse 68?
Yep.
How did we get there?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to read it right now. Actually, you know what? Since we're doing it, first let's do Deuteronomy 1:1. Because this is one of the major clues, the major things for us to know that we're the Israelites. Because we're saying we're the Israelites to you guys, we're the people of the Bible. And y'all might be thinking, okay, so how? Where's the proof? Like, if I wanted to tell somebody, if I want to go and tell my parents or tell my brethren them, what could I use to prove it? This is one of the major things that is going to give you the clue and the answers. What Moses was saying to the Israelites. So you see the whole thing about Deuteronomy, that's Moses dealing with the Israelites, not dealing with everybody on the earth. All right, now let's get 28 and read 15.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So you see what he said? Moses gave them a law. He said, hey, first, if you obey God and you do everything, you're going to get all these blessings. So now he's giving them the flip side. But if you disobey and you guys don't serve God and keep the laws, all these curses are going to come upon you. So now what we got to do, we look at the curses. Let's see if the curses match up with us, if it match up with, the other nation or whoever. Let's get the main 168 and we'll digress from there.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So he said that the Lord is going to bring us into Egypt, which is, we don't have to get it, but if you have it, you can just read it quick.
Yeah. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
The house of bondage. So when you say Egypt, Egypt is synonymous for bondage, slavery, because that's where slavery started. So read 68 again.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
The Lord is going to bring us back into slavery again. But what?
With ships.
But this time we're going into slavery with ships. What ships? If y'all know about the transatlantic slave trade that was happening in the west coast of Africa, it wasn't just black people just rounding up black people. It was the Africans, the sons of Ham, that was rounding up the sons of Shem, particularly us, and selling us to the white man, and sending us over there to Spain, to the Americas, to Europe, all over the place.
Damn.
So that's one of the major signs right there to prove that we are the people, right? Read 64. I know you probably have something to say, but read 64 as well.
Verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people,
Right?
from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
That's why we're everywhere. And wherever we are, we're always in the ghetto, in the slums. We're at the bottom of society. Anywhere we see our people, we're at the bottom. Go on.
And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
So it's saying now wherever we go, we're going to be serving other gods, not the God of the Bible. It said that not us nor our fathers knew. Go on.
Even wood and stone.
Even wood and stone. So it's giving us some clues right there. What is the wood? What is the stone? You see what I'm saying? The wood, the crucifix, the cross on top of all the churches. You know what I'm saying? You see the cross everywhere. That's the wood. That's Christianity. That's another God that we're serving, because you look at, we were speaking about it earlier, you have the so-called white man posing as Jesus, and our people are worshiping that thing. So that the wood, the crucifix, that was a symbol of death. That was a death sentence back in the time of when Christ was on the earth, and when Romans was in power at the time. That was a symbol of death. That's like saying, Christ got he got shot down, and we put a gun.
Yeah.
They put a gun on top of the church because he got shot. He got shot down and got killed for us. You know what I'm saying? It's the equivalent of that. They try to make it be a symbol of religion, but it's a symbol of death, right? So the wood is the cross, and then, which is Christianity. The stone, if you know about Islam, they have to go, what they call it, the Hajj. Okay. They got to go and walk around the Kaaba stone. That's the stone. So those are the two major religions that our people follow. The two major religions we follow is Christianity and Islam. So it's showing us what was going to happen. Look at us now. We're crazy. Talking about the Nation of Islam. We look at our people all in Christianity everywhere. Those are the two major religions our people follow.
Earlier we just mentioned all these other names: Jamaican, Haitian, Trinidadian, African American, so on and so forth. Everyone's fine with those names, right? Even Kyrie now is what? He's a Muslim now. He's keeping Ramadan right now, and the media, nobody's upset.
Who, sorry? Who?
Kyrie Irving.
Oh, okay.
He's Muslim now. He's following the Muslim.
Yeah.
So, and nobody's mad. But the minute you get on TV and say, yo, blacks are the true Israelites, that's a problem.
Come on.
And we got to examine that. Why is it such a problem? Why? Why? We got to really examine that.
I know you're asking why. I'll let you ask your question, and then I'm going to go into it, because I want to...
No. You go in first.
Right. Because you said why, but before that, with Kyrie, they were talking about, he's in Ramadan, so now he's scoring all these points. They're pretty much
they're bigging him up,
bigging him up because he's in Ramadan mode. You know what I'm saying? And
Ramadan Kyrie.
Yeah, he's
so
putting
they're
up all
calling
these
it
numbers during the time that he's in Ramadan. Because I think from what I know, in Ramadan they can only eat at the nighttime. So that means he be playing ball. He only drink some water. He ain't eat nothing until after a certain time of the night. So they're trying to big him up and give him praise for playing it. But look at that. You have no problem with him doing that.
It's so true. That's true. That's interesting. Wow, man. Yeah.
So here, check this out. Get Revelation 2:9.
That's true.
I'm gonna go into because why is it that they don't want us to know about us being the Israelites and being people of the Bible? Because now, if we're the Israelites, who are those people that are saying that they're the Jews? Come on. People that are in Israel slaughtering the Palestinians over there.
I was gonna ask you about that too, the war and stuff.
All of that is all setting up World War III. That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah,
that right there is Bible prophecy coming to life as well. But who are those people?
This is the book of Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
So this is Christ speaking. He's talking to us, the Israelites. He said he knows our works. He knows all the stuff that we've been doing. He knows the tribulation, all the stuff, the hell that we've been going through. He knows the poverty, how we've been poor at the bottom of society, last hired, first fired, all in the slums and ghettos. Fact. He knows all these things, but what?
And I know the black.
Hold on, read that again. Sorry, because I missed it. But thou art rich.
Yes, sir. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
Why are we rich? Because the promise from Abraham passed down to Isaac, passed down to Jacob, which was passed down to his 12 sons, where we still have the promise of getting everlasting life and being able to be rulers and kings of this planet. You see what I'm saying? That's why we're rich. Because so long as we still keep God's laws, we're going to get saved and we're going to get all the promises that was given to us. That thing, the world can't take that from us. So that's why he said we're rich. Go on.
And I know the blasphemy.
And I know the lies
of them which say they are Jews and are not.
And they say they're the Jews and they're not. Jeez. We're not the ones saying we're Jews.
Hello?
Did y'all ever say, y'all... You know what I'm saying?
Not near never.
You guys walk around saying you're Jews, and you say, yo, I'm Jamaican, I'm Trinidadian, I'm Guyanese, whatever, right? We're not the ones saying we're the Jews.
Come on.
We know who's saying they're the Jews out here.
You're going to get me in trouble.
Yeah, they might flag this thing, but guess what? Yo. We don't care because we know what's coming.
No, for sure.
Preaching on this Sunday.
The Bible. It's the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Read that part again and I know what?
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
And are not. They're not the Jews, but what?
But are the synagogue of Satan.
Synagogue of Satan. The devil the Bible speaks of. That's what it's saying.
Wow.
Because we don't go to synagogues. We go to churches. Our black people is all in the churches.
Yeah.
We don't go to what they call synagogues. It's those people that go to, the drop curls, black hats and all that, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's not being brought out or spoken of in a mindset of having hatred, right? Because it's not about us having hatred to nobody. We just gonna speak the truth. That's all. Right. You see what I mean? So it said, I know the lies of those that saying that they're Jews and they're not. Now, get 3 and 9. Watch this part.
Revelation chapter 3 and verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not.
So you say, hey, those same people, Christ is doubling down on what he just said a while ago about them being the synagogue of Satan and them being those that are saying they're Jews, but they're not. Go on.
But do lie.
How they're lying. Go on.
Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet.
Christ said, when Christ returns, when the black Messiah returns, because he's going to return. When the black Messiah returns on this earth, he said, hey, he going to set things in order and he going to make them same people that's saying that they're us, he'll make them bow before us. Go on.
And to know that I have loved thee.
And he's going to let it be known. These are the people. These are my people. These are the ones that's been going through much tribulation. These are the ones that's been going through hell, that's been getting oppressed from generation to generation. But now they've gotten themselves right. They've woken up to who they are, and now I'm going to deliver them. Just as I delivered the forefathers when they turned back to me. See what I'm saying? That's real. We're literally in the last days right now. You see what I'm saying? Like everything that's going on, like we can't take that thing lightly, right? But a lot of times you bring out this stuff, bring out the truth, and the mindset of people is, oh, okay, we're a hate group, we're a cult, we're not going to do nothing to none of these people. We don't care about doing anything. It's not even about hatred. We're about bringing out truth. We're about bringing out understanding. If the truth is revealing the wickedness on your part, don't try and turn around and call us. The wicked
projection.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Has there no one in the history of your organization has ever like killed that I've heard of that hasn't ever like killed or anything, but yet you guys are so high, like that's so crazy to me, high up on that list, you know what I mean? Like just from talking, just from words.
It shows you the power of knowledge right there. That's what it is.
Are you guys open like to any like race or whatever? Like is there like the IUIC? Yeah, are you guys open to like any race or?
All right, so no.
Yeah.
Because
and I have another question after you answer.
So here's the thing, because when we're talking about everything about the promises, it goes into lineage. It's talking about lineage. When we talk about the Israelites, the people that make up the 12 tribes of Israel are the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Natives. Those three groups of people that's over here in this, predominantly in this region of North, South, and Central America, we're the ones that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, does that mean that we have hatred towards the East Indian or the Arab or the white man and so on and so forth? No, let's get that. Get Romans 12.
Yo, this guy, the whole Bible,
no, because this is stuff like I kind of prepare for this type of comment, because this is like common things that people would ask. But it doesn't mean that we're gonna, we have hatred, but we gotta go by what God set up. Go ahead.
You want 12:18?
Yeah, 18.
Romans chapter 12 and verse 18. If it be possible, as much as light in you.
If it be possible, as much as it lies, so we're supposed to be trying as hard as we can to do what?
Live peaceably with all men.
Live peaceably with all men. So, we work, we have co-workers, or we go to school, or whatever we do, neighbors that we have that, that's white man, Filipino, whatever the case, especially, in Toronto, like it's very multicultural.
Yeah.
So we get along with everybody. It's not to say hatred. Yeah. Well, guess what? Every nation, mostly the Chinese, they have their own culture where it's just them. They got the Chinatown and stuff. Everybody has their own kind of tucked away type of, movement.
In Toronto, like alone, every region of Toronto has like Little Italy, like,
Yeah.
But there's no Jamaica.
We got what's it, Little Jamaica?
Little Jamaica, and they call it
West.
West. But my whole point is like everyone else can just be with themselves and deal with their people, but when we try to be, saying hatred to our people, or we're being racist.
Yeah.
So that leads to another question.
The least racist, black people are the least racist people on the planet, really.
I've been saying that.
We will go, hey, I can talk to you, say, yo, you love it. I love the white girls. I talk to you, might say, I love.
That leads to my next question.
I love the Arab. You know what I'm saying?
I can sniff it out.
we see all the mixed multitude, the mixed culture.
Yeah.
We don't hate the other nation.
No, we don't. It's not hate. It's not
you know what I'm saying? But God set it up a certain way
but you guys
for a reason. He set it up because, hey, we have certain laws, we have a certain lifestyle that we have to live, which is contrary to all these other nations.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I'm you know what I'm saying, following the Bible. I get with a Somalian girl, because Somalian, that's Ham. They're from the lineage of Ham. They believe, they follow Islam. They believe in Muslim, right? Muslim belief, right? So now it's gonna be a clash now, where she's gonna, it's gonna be an influence where now I gotta try and accept her beliefs, and I gotta try and include her culture in my thing, but God is not like that. God is a jealous God. He wants you to be wholeheartedly for him, following what he said. You know what I'm saying? So that's the challenge in it all.
Especially if you have a kid now, right? It's like,
let's get that Deuteronomy 7. This is there's the next one I want. in Nehemiah.
Yeah, I got Nehemiah.
So, because you said you had a next question.
Yeah.
They're talking about the interracial.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, so like you guys, you can't date outside your race if you're involved with this like organization. Like, how would that work, or that can't work?
I don't want it to be seen as you can't do it because you're a part of the organization. You can't do it because the Bible, because God
So you're
said.
seeing even outside, like we shouldn't like date out of our race.
Technically, when you're doing that, you're going against the scriptures.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And it's not to say we have hatred towards these people, but we got to follow. We're going to see why. Get 7 and 6. I don't let the Bible speak.
You want 7:6 verse?
Is it 7 and
3.
3, sorry.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
So you see, Moses has given us instruction. He said, hey, not to make marriages with them. Who are them? The other nations. Go on.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son,
Right,
nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
right.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
You see the reason what God said? The Bible don't lie. God don't lie. It said, what's the reason why? Because this is right now. It's talking about not giving making our children do the we call it the interracial thing.
Yeah.
But it said the main reason was why?
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Turn away their children, or they'll turn us away from following the Bible, from following the culture. Because I give you a perfect. I have a family member. You know, he got married to a East Indian female. But the whole wedding is all
Islam.
East Indian based, and wearing the outfit, the red something here.
Yeah.
Everything is done based off
like a real Punjabi wedding type shit.
Everything is based off of what she wants.
You sold out,
You see
brother.
what I'm saying? but what do we have? We don't have no culture.
That's true though. We have the white man's culture.
We're not following the Bible, so what do we have?
It's
so
true.
It's nothing. Okay, you want to do that to make you happy? Okay, I'll do that. You know?
Yeah.
Right. So it's showing you what it is. It's gonna make us move further away from following what God has set up for us.
I see it
You
still.
know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's going to turn us from following thee. Was that it?
For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods.
That they may serve other gods. Now you following Islam. Now you following Buddha. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff like what they call it that yoga and all them stuff. Some people say they're getting spiritual.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I went to a family member house, and I'm seeing the Buddha. The fat guy sitting down. And
Belly,
stuff. Supposed to be something of some type of positive. Like I feel like that's an idol right there. Man. Let me get up out of here, kind of. That's my vibe.
I feel you.
Because other people, that's cool for them, but I ain't grow up following that. You know what I'm saying? Even if I go into a house and I see a big white Jesus on the wall,
what's going on? Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm watching the time. I can't stay here for too long because I feel like I'm sullying my spirit.
Yeah.
Now I'm trimming my waves because I want to be around this. Like, don't get me wrong, it's someone else's environment. It's not my place or nothing. But when it's family or when it's someone that's close or dear to you, it's like it raises a conversation. Like, who's this? Why do you have this? You know that he don't look like that. Now it's like tension. Conflict now because you're gonna come to my place and tell me about this.
Yeah.
So we've been through a lot. Like, hey, I used to be harsh for that. I used to be real like, take down that pagan thing, yo, dash down that pagan thing, yo, burn up that, But Lord, I learned that ain't the way. Like, don't get me wrong, some people you can't talk, you might have some brethren where you can't talk to them like that, but others you have to know how to, you know what I'm saying, use wisdom and talk. We trying to win the souls of our people, man. It's not just about bashing and going crazy, because at one point we didn't know or understand. It's true. So it's not I'm gonna just go and say, yo, what are you doing, yo? You know what I mean? It's not a competition of who has the most knowledge or got the most information. It's really about, yo, man, hey, you might want to check this out, because if you really believe you fear God, like, we ain't supposed to have these images. You know what I'm saying? Or what you say, hey, we have enough people. I have a cousin, you know what I'm saying? We was close and stuff, but, he liked the white girls. And I was grimy with it. I was grinding like, yo, you and this white girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the way I look at it, sorry, where's the one in, is it Tobit?
Okay.
Let me get that right there.
What's the name of that book, Tobit?
Tobit. Yeah, it's one of those books.
Yeah, one of those books. That's crazy. Like,
here, it's going to give you
didn't
some
even know
instruction
that.
about when you see if you see a black, let me ask you, well, I don't know, when you see a black sister with a white man,
Bonds me, you know, dog.
no, seriously.
No, the big one, like on a deeper inside. I'm like, you know, we lost a good one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
what about you?
For me, it's just like
care.
I'm not gonna lie. I've like been women outside of my race, so it's like if I see it, like who am I to judge if I've also indulged outside of my race too?
Saying, we in Toronto, like
we're in Toronto too.
Cultural,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not trying to look at nobody like
Yeah.
A lot of us kind of we've dabbled with these other females and these other. It's not to say it's
exactly.
It's damn, you're wicked as hell or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the mentality. I specifically said the black sister with the white man.
Yeah. That's the
right.
thing. Yeah.
You might see another black man with a white girl, but how do you feel when you see a black girl with a white man?
Yeah,
Bonds me still.
You say it is.
I mean, I just look at it the same as me. Like if I'm talking to a white girl, right? She probably looks at, because I know a lot of black women, they get upset when they see us with other races too. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Right? Yeah, the women
they don't like us.
Yeah. What about how you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like we live in Toronto, so you're gonna see it. But when it's the reverse, I feel like it's a little bit more harsh, because like I feel like a black man being with a white girl, it's a little bit more commonplace, but it's not as commonplace for it to be a black woman with a white man. So it's a little bit more like,
Also, black men date outside the race the most. I heard that out of everybody. So that's probably why it's more common. Like you see more of that. You don't really see you see more black women with black men, to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing, like, because I talk to my cousin, like, yo, why you always want to be with all these white girls and stuff, man?
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, because these black girls are too much. Like, they're too,
Can't attitude.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
And I know that. I've seen that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we link up, just us here like this or whatever, okay, we're doing this podcast and, I have a white girlfriend, or one of y'all have a white girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Hey, she'd be sitting there having the time of her life. Like, I love this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Happy. You know what I'm saying? Keep going, Yeah. I didn't want this thing to end. Make that be a black girl. Word. She's over there, she's arms crossed, teeth.
Yeah.
We doing this. I want to go, So, not to say it's all of our sisters. We got some good sisters.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of our sisters that have that type of spirit. You know what I'm saying? Sure. That kind of makes our brothers, makes men not want to deal with that, because they don't want to deal with the headache. You know what I mean? Whereas some of the other nations, they're having a time of their life. They love being around. You could be with your boys. You could be at your house. You could just be at your brethren's house, playing 2K and doing whatever. And she's there rooting on. She's there in support. But
come on, OJ.
Yeah, make that be, shoot it. Make that be one of the black sisters. And she's like, you guys are playing video games, and I want to go do this, right? Mm-hmm. And not to stereotype, but a lot of that happens a lot of times, right? And just like how we've been destroyed. Remember, we've been through years of captivity and slavery, man. We are destroyed people. So the thing about us as men, our spirit is so strong that they've done so much to us, but we still know how to still move in the right mindset. We're still able to thrive and be able to deal with each other and still move in a certain type of spirit. But it had a harder effect on our sisters.
I can imagine.
It had a harder effect because when we say the woman is the weaker vessel,
and so, she's emotional. She feels everything.
Yeah, so it's not to just bomb on her like, hey. She went through, when the man went into slavery, the woman was when we was getting crammed up in them boats, she was getting crammed in the boat with us. You see what I'm saying? Which it was harder for her to deal with, obviously. So it's not to say, just the women, this, that, and the third, but we have to be able to take time, patience, and build them up. Like, I'm married, I have a wife. My wife is, she you know what I'm saying? She from, her parents from Jamaica and stuff, right? So it's a process, right? Yeah. Hey, let me even say that. There is no such thing as boyfriend and girlfriend in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? You look at that, you're like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Freedom.
There's no such thing as you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that we all got to worry about. Like, you look at the move, like people that's in our organization is all husbands and wives. Or if not, you're single, you're waiting to find somebody, or you're speaking, you're getting to know a brother, or you're getting to know a sister, so that you can now say, okay, I'm gonna get married or what, you know, whatever. It's like a righteous thing, right?
What about half breeds? Like, would you guys like? What if they wanted to tap into like their black side and like be like in part of your guys' organization?
Hey man, you're asking a good question.
Yeah,
I like that question. We're gonna show you. You got that right with numbers.
Yes, sir.
Let's get that thing there.
That leads to another question I want to ask. So
it wasn't, it wasn't their fault. Their dad is white or mom is black or whatever. It's like
it is what it is.
But they want to tap into like, they feel more, I don't know, spiritually connected to, they want to be a part of this. Like
a perfect example I was talking about maybe the other day, The Rock.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying
WrestleMania was crazy last night. Sorry,
WrestleMania season.
Yeah,
I want to get into that.
Sorry. But in regards to him, like his father black, right? Like his father from Nova Scotia.
Yeah,
say a word.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he was out here playing for the CFL. The Rock was.
Was he born here?
The Rock's father from Nova Scotia.
I don't know if he's born here.
Say a word.
The Underground Railroad and stuff like that. Like his father was a part of this. His family came from that whole thing.
That's crazy.
But his mom is Samoan.
You
see, he's on that Samoan.
Oh yeah,
he's on the Samoan side.
The Samoan side. Even got the tattoos.
He uphold that Samoan side.
Smart brother.
So, you know what I'm saying? He just the appearance, the black appearance is really what it is. Like bees and stuff.
It's so true.
Oh yeah, that's a quota.
So I'm just showing you that example, but we're gonna see what the Bible says as far as those type of cases where the mom is one race, the father is the next.
Okay.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees.
So their pedigree, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all mess with like, dogs and stuff and say their pedigree is like their lineage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're declaring their bloodline, go on.
After their families,
right,
by the house of their fathers.
By the house of their fathers. So what is that showing you? Doesn't matter if your mom is this and your dad is that, you're always going to be what the father is. Because the men, we carry the seed. That's like say, don't matter where you plant a apple seed, you're gonna get an apple, man. You're gonna get an apple in whatever country, as long as the soil is proper, it's gonna be an apple. It's not gonna be half apple, half something else. You know what I'm saying? So you're always gonna be what your father is.
What if your father's mixed? My dad's mixed.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then he's who his father is.
Okay, mixed as well. Mixed as well.
You're good.
It's always looking at the father. So, hey, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the father is, that's what the son or daughter will be, right? So that's how you're gonna always be able to determine what your lineage is. So when we ask someone, hey, what's your back, or we know where your parents from, a lot of times we ask where your father from.
Yeah, I heard that if your dad isn't black, then they used to say that though. If your dad isn't black, you're not black. So I guess it's kind of like
word.
But hey, in the Jewish society, is what your mom is. Backwards, everything is opposite. So if your mom like Drake. Y'all know you don't.
He's white.
Jewish.
So he thinks he's Jewish.
In that society, he's Jewish.
Yeah.
Oh no, brother.
His dad is black. I think he's Dominican.
Something like that.
I think so. You know what I'm saying? He's something a Dominican or he's American or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's an Israelite based off of his father. The mom.
That's wow.
The culture, the world is teaching.
They reverse it.
It's different.
Exactly.
So I'm just using that for an example.
I have a question in terms of the bloodline and in terms of finding out. So you guys aren't like you're not proselytes then, in terms of like you didn't take on this later and just like, for example, I could go into a church and become a Christian just by my faith or whatever. You guys are by blood. That's how you guys define what you are.
Yeah, because it's just really, hey, where your father from? We follow the lineage. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we know, and it's like we're not gonna go and do some deep search. And some people go and do this ancestry.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not gonna give you the answer.
So what about? Okay, so let's say we have a Hebrew Israelite woman back in the days, right? And let's say, because obviously. This happened in history where like the white man or the conqueror or whoever came and raped a lot of the women. So what if like you have a Hebrew Israelite woman who was, let's say, had a kid with like she was raped by a white man through the whole war and all of that, and now she has a child. That child doesn't get the inheritance of
if the woman is, you said if she's raped by
like let's say, like, in a war, the winner of the oppressor or whatever, they'll sometimes rape the woman, and then boom, that's how we have like a lot of mixed and it's hard to trace back our lineage because of all it. But I'm saying, like, if you have a Hebrew Israelite woman who was raped by a white man or whatever, and they have a kid, now does that mean that kid doesn't necessarily have ties back to
if she was raped by a white man, the kid is
a woman.
White man.
Damn, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Perfect example, Bob Marley. We Jamaican Bob Marley is like people in the culture. But his mother,
and they showed it in the movie too.
I didn't watch the movie, but I need to watch it.
Yeah,
his mother laid with a white man. Guess what? Bob Marley, Damian Marley, all of them.
Pops wanted no part, bro.
All, according to the Bible, are white.
Wow, we've been led astray, people.
And look at all the things they've been doing for the culture, doing for whatever. But lineage wise, they're not.
That's deep.
Israelites.
Jamaicans don't want to.
You see what I'm saying? There's nothing that we can do about that.
You can't.
The Bible, we're gonna follow what God says at the end of the day. So it is what it is.
So let's say you're not of the blood of the lineage. Is there a way to like is there a way to still kind of like, even if you just follow the laws or the faith or the beliefs, to I guess become that, or if
or kind of graft yourself in,
or you know what I mean? Like, is there some kind of salvation for you, even if you're not?
Just keep the commandments.
Hey, this is the thing. In the end, everybody's gonna have to follow this Bible and keep the laws. So if you truly believe in the Bible, and you truly believe that, you know what I'm saying, everything that's in the Bible is fact, just follow the Bible, keep the laws. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You might get mercy, you know? Let's get Matthew 15 and 24. I'm going to use this for an example. Not to say that I don't want, you know what I'm saying, put any type of doctrine out there, but I'm going to use an example of a time when a woman went to Christ to heal her daughter, what it was, but she was of the other nation. She wasn't an Israelite. And let's see what happened and how that thing went.
So
this perfect example.
What was that, 21 of?
I'm not looking.
That's straight to the point. Yeah. The book of Matthew chapter 15 and verse 21. Then Jesus went thence and departed into the coast of Tyre and Zidon. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. But he answered her not a word.
So this woman, she's a woman of the other nation. She's coming to Christ. Help me, my daughter. You know, she has some spirit on her or whatever. You know what I'm saying? She might, when you say a spirit, she might have had a disease, or she might have had some type of sickness, mental sickness, whatever it was. He said Christ, he said he didn't answer her a word. How come they don't read this in the church? Christ is ignoring a woman right now. Go on.
And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she cried after us.
Right? So the disciples saw like he was just ignoring her, but she was crying unto him. The disciples like, hey man, send her away, like, you know, because she's just making up bare nines pretty much. Go on.
Verse 24, but he answered and said.
So now he said, okay, I'm going to answer her now, since, you know, because he was just ignoring her. You're not, you know, you're not my people then.
Yeah.
Right? Go on.
I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So Christ told her straight, and this is what they don't tell us that. He said, I'm not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Because we thought this whole time, for God so loved the world, that everybody came to die for everyone. No, he came to die for those that was under the law. And remember, when Moses was bringing the Israelites out of Egypt, that's when the law was given to the Israelites. But what he do, he came to give us a chance so that we could repent, because in the old covenant, there's certain things that we would do we could not repent of. If we said we're gonna, you know, commit adultery, the punishment was death. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things that we were doing, the punishment was death. Other things you would go and, you know, you have to do the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Go kill a turtle dove or a calf or whatever. But our people, we started to abuse that. So what we were doing, we would just commit sin, do wickedness, and then I'm gonna go kill this. I'm gonna go kill this goat quick.
Yeah.
Let me go commit adultery, and then
we got the bond in the back.
You know what I'm saying? Let me go do whatever. No, not adultery because it was death. But let me go do whatever and just go. You know what I'm saying? Kill a turtle dove or do a sacrifice. So we were abusing it.
Yeah.
But now Christ said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna be the ultimate sacrifice. So I'm gonna die, I'm gonna put myself on the cross. I'm gonna die, and that's gonna be for all of us. So now that's why when we repent and we ask for forgiveness in Christ's name. That's how we are able to still live the way we're living now. If it wasn't for Christ, we would have all died a long time ago. Yeah, right. I
remember in the Bible it says the wages of sin is death.
Right. So I'm just using that for the example to show that he came and changed. He came and changed and made things better for us. And at the same time, still keep that law intact, because that's why the churches like to say the laws of God are done away with because he came and died on the cross. No, the only thing we don't do no more is the sacrifices. All right, so read on.
Okay.
So he said, Christ said to the woman, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He said, I'm only sent for the Israelites. I just wanted to kind of give a little backstory for you to understand what's going on there. Go on.
Verse 25. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs.
So now he getting rude. He said, "Yo, I can't take. It don't make sense for me to take the children, my people's the food and the things, the blessings for my people, and to give it to dogs. You calling other nations dogs?
Yes.
He's saying it ain't right for me to do nothing for them. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones that's been oppressing my people, pretty much. Go on.
And she said, Truth, Lord.
And she said what?
Truth, Lord.
So she said, yeah, what you're saying is true. Yes, that you're right, but what?
Yet the dogs eat up the crumbs which fall from their master's table.
He said, yeah, but the dog still gets to eat from the crumbs that fall from the master's table. So that's a level of humility.
Humility for real.
She understood what was going on in that time.
And she accepted it.
Remember, a lot of controversy because people were mad because, remember, Christ was going around doing miracles. He was well known and people knew that he was, you know what I'm saying, the Messiah and so on. Other people were doubting it, but the people that had faith, they'd seen and they knew. So she's someone that she knows. That's why she came to him in the first place, to try and get him to heal her daughter. You see what I'm saying? So he said, yeah, but they just still eat the crumbs that fall from the table. Go on.
That's a boy.
Then Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith.
He said, great is your, look at it, wow. He said, oh woman, great is your faith. Go on.
Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour.
So he healed the daughter. He healed the daughter. Why? Because she admitted that she's not, you know what I'm saying, the people. She admitted that, you know what I'm saying, she ain't really nothing really, you know what I'm saying, to him. But she was humble and he said, you know what? Because I see you got that faith, you know, your daughter's fine. You know, go home. Your daughter's good. So I'm just using that to show people them that say, oh, why is it just, you know, let's say what we're saying is a lie because, you know, people say you guys are just making up stuff and for everybody. Okay, let's say it's for everyone then. Keep God's laws then, just like how we're doing. Follow the laws, follow the Bible just like we're doing. And in the end, we're going to see what happens. And you never know. You might get mercy. You know what I'm saying? You might not. If I was a, you know, white man or whatever, and I was seeing this truth and learning all this stuff, I'd be following all this.
Facts.
I'd be watching all of this and following all this and saying, please, God.
Even more than us.
I'd be praying, please, God, just give me a chance. I'll clean. I'll be a slave. I'll do whatever. That's what I would be doing. I want to be like, mad, I'm angry. Like, why? But guess what? Just like how we understanding this now, that's what the nations, they understood. And that's why we don't know who we are right now. Guess Psalms 83. I'm going to show you this. Why, you know, we're talking about it, but now imagine these other nations finding out and realizing that God chose us. He created everybody. Actually, hold that first. Get Deuteronomy 7 and 6. He created everybody, but he chose us. Now, how the other nations are going to feel about that?
They're hating.
How are they gonna feel about that? Because then people say God is for everyone, and
that's
you know what I'm saying. God is not partial. God is equal. Stuff like that. People say, but let's see what the Bible says.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So this is Moses talking to the Israelites again, playing that middleman between them and the Most High God. Go on.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Right? Especially because the Most High God chose the Israelites to be a special people unto himself. Go on.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Hold on now. Did it say equal to?
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
That's Deuteronomy right there. He said, above all the people that are on the face of the earth. They understood that thing and say, why, it's like there was anger towards that because God chose us. Remember, he made that promise. He made that promise with Abraham, which passed down to Isaac, which passed down to Jacob. Now it passed on to his sons, which is us. We're the lineage of that descendants of Jacob's sons. So we're the ones getting it. But the nations, they didn't like to hear that thing. They say, hey, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Now let's get Psalms 83. Let's see what did they do later on because of that. Go on.
Psalms chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
So thy enemies, so God's enemies, this was Asaph, you know what I'm saying? He was a man that was making certain prayers and songs to the Most High God. He said, hey, don't be silent. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't forget about us because your enemies now, a tumult is like a loud gathering, you know what I'm saying? So they're all together complaining, we're mad, you know what I'm saying, about what's going on. So they say that thy enemies, so God has enemies. He said that because it's not talking about our enemies, it's talking about God's enemies. The enemies did what?
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Right.
And they that hate thee.
They that hate thee. Those that hate, who's thee? They hate those that hate God. People, so there's, at this time, nations was hating God. Why? Because he didn't choose them to be his people. He chose us. Go on.
Have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. We got to do something about these Israelites. They think that they're better than us. They think that, they're going to be the ones ruling over us. We're going to do something about this thing. Go on.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
Why is the hidden? Because we're the ones that's hidden. We're the ones hidden. They don't want us to know. They don't want the world to know that we are the people of the Bible. All right? What did they do?
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
So all these nations, all these groups of what we call white man, Chinese, East Indian, Arab, all the nations came together and said, yo, let's cut these people off from being a nation. Go on.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That's why we don't know we Israelites no more. That's why we call ourselves Jamaican. That's why we call ourselves Puerto Rican. That's why we call ourselves Nigerian. That's why we call ourselves African American or Native or, you know what I'm saying? All these different names because they cut us off and they separated us and gave us new names.
Exactly.
They cut us off, gave us new names. Now we calling ourselves all these different, the lands of our captivity. That's what we're honoring. This is history right here. You know what I'm saying? This is we're reading the Bible right now. The same Bible in the churches. So you have to question yourself: how come they don't read these
things? Yeah.
And that's the next reason of what made me even turn back to the Bible, man. And like I said, I was I had the aspirations of going in the music industry. That was what brought me down this path because I was kind of like revolutionary, kind of trying to do certain things. I wasn't just trying to be making music just to glorify evil. I talk about certain things that's going on with our people, and I kind of had that kind of love for our people, but I just wasn't going about it biblically the right way. But when I realized, I was like I had to make a decision, either the music industry or this truth. And what made me see is like I seen all this stuff about Illuminati and people selling their souls and this, that, and all that. So I said, yo, if the devil's true and the devil's real, that means God is real. So that's what made me turn back to the Bible. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna take a stand. I'm gonna walk this walk. And hey, all praises. I'm glad I did. But it shows you know what I'm saying, the decisions that we're going to have to make when you see certain things, you start to get certain understanding, you got to take a stand. What are you going to stand for? You're going to just let it by or let somebody else deal with it?
Yeah.
Or are you going to say, yo, I got to take a stand? Because none of my friends joined me. My brother did join me at first, but he ended up abandoning me. You know what I'm saying? But you got to take a stand. And when you take that stand to say, I'm going to walk this walk, you're going to be in it alone. You don't know what's going to happen. And then over time, we start meeting other men, and you know what I'm saying? Now we got, you know what I'm saying? We got a solid crew. I might lose friends and family, but I've gained friends and family. That's like-minded, right?
Yeah.
That's real.
You know, that's what it is. It could be harsh, but you still get what you lost. You know what I'm saying? The Bible said you get a 100-fold. Right?
Yeah.
They say like ignorance. Sorry, you gonna say that?
No, go ahead. I'll go after.
Yeah, they say like ignorance is bliss. Like, you know, like it's like before you knew all of this, it's like you can kind of just do your thing in the world without feeling that. Yeah. Like, you know, but now that you have the knowledge, it's like you kind of have the responsibility with it too, you know, to either.
I felt like I didn't answer some of the stuff that they went into. Oh, get back to Tobit. I left that out. You see, there's so much we jumped around because I know the whole interracial thing. There was a part I wanted to touch on, and that was when I was asking you guys, how do you feel when you see?
Yeah, you were
right. I didn't even get the scripture. Read that there.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 4 and verse 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers.
All right, so we're being instructed to say, hey, beware of all whoredom, because you know our people it's, you know, predominantly whores and whoremongers among our nation. Right? That's why you see the Cardi B's, and that's why you see what's being glorified, because we love that type of stuff. So it's saying beware of all whoredom, and it said mainly take a wife of your fathers. So we have an option. We have, you know what I'm saying, you might like a female that, you know, she kind of looks, you know, whatever. You say you like a white sister. We got some of them, you know, Brazilian. Some of them Brazilian sisters, them look.
Come on.
They be looking white, but because I know they kind of mix with the Portuguese.
Yeah.
So you might find a Portuguese sister that's of your lineage. You know, Portuguese, Brazilian. Sorry.
Yeah.
We can find. You know, within the 12 tribes of Israel, it's like we look
vast.
Like we look like all different cultures almost. So you can still find
like a leniency, yeah.
Fits what you like. I know it's not all about looks.
Yeah.
I'm saying that for a reason. Like you never feel like, oh man, I need me a, you know, I like East Indian girls. You can find a sister that's gonna look like she East Indian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she's really of our people, right? So read on.
And chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife.
Says, don't take a strange woman. That means don't marry a sister of the other nations. Go on.
Which is not of thy father's tribe.
Right.
For we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred.
So you see why they would remove this from the Bible, because it's giving us instruction on how to live. How, when it comes to marriage, who we choose to marry. We just marry whoever we want, or we have to marry a certain type or a certain nation or whatever. So we can marry within the 12 tribes. This is what God is instructing us. Go on.
And were blessed in their children, and their seeds shall inherit the land. Verse 13. Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren.
Love your brethren.
And despise not in thy heart thy brethren. The sons and daughters of thy people.
By what?
In not taking a wife of them.
So you see what it's saying? When we take a wife of the other nations, it's a way of us showing hatred to our own people. But guess what? The East Indians feel like that. The Chinese feel like that.
Everybody
does.
The
Filipinos feel like that. Everybody, the Arabs feel like that. A lot of, you know what I'm saying? If you know, let's say a Muslim, Muslim woman, she decides she get with a black man, and she go to the family and say, "Oh, I'm gonna marry this man." So she might get disowned.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? She might get disowned.
So true.
Right? I'm not to say like it's right, but I'm just showing that these cultures have that. They have that that mindset.
We had we had an interracial episode, and we were saying like it's funny because every other race they'd rather date within the race, but for black people it's like it's looked at as such a bad thing if you like it's not looked at as a bad thing, but they kind of extra push the unity and love with everybody, like a little more extra than I feel like for like someone in the Asian community, white, Indian, they're gonna want to stay within their community, you know what I mean? But for us it's like, I don't know, it's just
they'll call us like racist and stuff like that.
Yeah,
when we say it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll say, you're a man, you're successful, and you see a lot of celebrities or athletes, you know what I'm saying? They get successful, they have all their money and endorsements, they go get themselves a white woman.
Yeah.
The black, you know what I'm saying? The sisters are angry, like, why you gotta go get what's wrong with us?
Yeah.
But they gotta see that it's something that they're doing as well. You know what I'm saying? You can't be that, you know what I'm saying? You can't be that headache per se, you know what I'm saying? That's the reputation when you see the stereotype of the black woman, loud, stubborn, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of them embody that. They see it and they actually really follow it. They don't be quiet and respectful and loving, you know what I'm saying? That's what any man y'all see. Y'all want a wife, if she gotta be loyal, she gotta be respectful, she gotta be loving, caring, you know what I'm saying? Nurturing, knows how to take care of the kids. You're not dressed all provocative and having everybody seeing, you know what I'm saying, all, you know what I'm saying, her shape and having next man's lust after and all these different things. But they don't want to fulfill their side, but they want you to fulfill your side. So that's why it's a problem. Because remember, we are not regular people. God gave us certain laws to uphold. So that's why it's so easy for us to go and get someone else. So, you know what I'm saying?
Easy way out.
That's why I'm pointing out the aspect of that whole process of having hatred. It said, if I go and get me, you know what I'm saying, East Indian or whatever, a sister, a woman of the other nations, in God's eyes and even in the eyes of some of our people, is hatred to our own people. And you really look down on it, sometimes it's there. Like, what's the girl's name? Candace Owens? Or she's talking all this stuff about black people, this, black people, that, but she married to a white man.
Like, what's up with that?
Where's your love for your people?
Yeah.
If you love your people like how you've been saying, you would have been married to a black man.
Yeah.
She there bombing on, it's like you bombing on the black people them and then you go home to the white man.
To the white man.
Like he's better. So me looking at that, it's like, yo, you hate your people.
I've been saying she hated her people.
That's
why she'll sit down and she'll well invested in trying to pull stuff out and talk bad about the stuff that our people are doing, which they are doing. Don't get me wrong. They're doing bad. They're doing a lot of evil and a lot of ridiculous stuff. But she takes passion in doing that. But hold on though. You see, she said something about the Jewish people the other day.
She got released. They fired her, yeah.
Quick.
What'd she say?
She said something about the Jewish people. You remember what she said?
She got fired from Daily Wire.
Yeah. The second she said something about, she can bomb and talk bad about us
all day.
Say one thing about the Jewish people, about them. What is it about them having mafia or something? She said something. I don't know if y'all remember. But just like that, fired.
Yeah.
That's it.
From the white man.
She's out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm showing you, they don't want us to open our mouth to say nothing about them or reveal any of the stuff they're doing. But hey, man, destroy your own people, talk bad about your own people, oppress your own people all day.
Yeah. I was looking crazy on TV.
Hate your own people, that's it. Right? Because we're here to entertain. They love to see, they sit back and they watch how we talk bad about each other, we hate each other, you know what I'm saying, killing each other. We got to end that stuff, man. We got to end that. So I'm saying that's why we're trying to come and push a different thing. Biblically, us saying, hey, let's relearn things. Let's take a step back, re-educate ourselves because everything we were taught was a lie. And let's start actually applying and following God the way we're supposed to. Some people look at it as a crazy thing, but it's actually an honorable thing, man. You know, it's not like I'm a church boy. We still talk, we joke, we still do certain things, you know what I'm saying? We still live like how we would usually live, but it's just the aspects of sin that we don't do. Okay, we ain't bunning it down, we ain't blunts up, but we have some drink, you know what I'm saying? We drink, you know what I'm saying? Have some nice strong drink and so on and so forth. We still can link up, but it's everything within the parameters of the laws. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what I was gonna ask, right? So like just looking at the community, right? Like let's say we all live in Toronto. You guys grew up in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
So obviously the youth right now affected heavily by like stuff that we were talking about, like music and stuff like that, right? So like, what would you advise to like, you know, our community, like, you know, just looking at the way it's going right now, because obviously it's not heading in the right way.
Hey, we're trying to get involved with a lot of these, I guess like these communities and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? That have these programs, you know what I'm saying? These community programs with our people, and try to have certain events. Because we do something like, we haven't done it here yet, but in the States, it's like a youth outreach, like a, you know, Stop the Violence, a youth violence program where we go, we talk with the kids, you know, the young teens and so on. Yeah. And we kind of give them certain solution and show them biblical aspects on how we're supposed to move and how we got to deal with each other, you know what I'm saying, to better and not continue that cycle of that hatred, you know what I'm saying, among our people, so that we look at each other and we have that respect. Instead of that, oh, I'm looking at, oh, you don't know someone from nowhere and you just don't like them. Like, you know, have that, like, oh, this guy think I don't like this guy, you know?
Yeah.
And we have that type of hatred towards each other.
So true.
So they have certain things set up like that. Biblically, you have Leviticus 19? Yeah, read that there, because this is one of the main things.
Good book right there.
If we were to apply this right here, we would end a lot of the BS and all the nonsense that goes on in the black community, especially in Toronto. Cause I've been seeing it. These young kids, like, they killing each other. They all up on, you know what I'm saying? I took time to peep some of the stuff that's going on, and, you know, I'm smoking on this guy, smoking on that.
Yeah.
13.
They following a lot of that stuff from the drill, the whole drill mindset from Chicago.
Yeah.
New York.
That same type of, they're on that same type of speed. Where that, you know, hey, but the drill music sound like, hey,
fire.
The beats bang, the beats is like, it catching you, but you
has them in a trance.
That's a murder. That's like put a murder spirit on you.
Literally.
Facts.
I like people, like I saw a video where like a couple guys were saying, like, when they're about to go do stuff like that, that's what they're listening to. That's the, I guess, spirit that.
That's what I say. And they say they're gonna go on a drill. They're about to go and shoot up somebody. They're gonna go kill somebody, and they listening to drill music, which is talking about it's right back to what we were saying earlier about the evil communication, corrupting the good manners. All that is set up to do what? Destroy our own people.
This nigga John used to listen to Joe going to sleep, like, you know, but like we all did it. It's not just you single as a man. It's not just say oh, you single the man out like he was doing something. Hey, we all been doing. No. I'm joking.
Watching at these type of things and doing certain things that's contrary, but it's because that's all we've been fed, man. Exactly. We've been lied to. We've been, you know, told all sorts of things that's contrary to how we're supposed to live. So it is what it is. But watch this.
Leviticus 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
You see what we're giving instruction. It's just easier said than done, but read on.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
So it's saying, hey, don't hate your brother, but instead correct them. You know what I'm saying? It's a rebuke and not allow them, not suffer sin is in not allowing them to continue to sin. You're not rebuking according to your personal opinion. You're correcting them according to what the Bible says. Hey, man, bro, you know what I'm saying? Say, yo, thou shalt not kill, man. You can't be killing. You know what I'm saying? Don't kill your brother. Don't go steal, rob your brother because he got a nice chain that, you know, is worth however much money, and you got that envious spirit. Like, it's just talking about correcting, not hating each other, but correcting each other.
Which is verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge,
There's a part I want to get to. Thou shalt not avenge, nor what?
Nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
So you see that? It's saying you shouldn't be holding grudges or avenge when it comes to our people. You see what I'm saying? Go on.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right? So it's showing you about how loving your neighbor as yourself really works. The Torah is just the first 5 books of the Bible.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because that's what they really only believe, or they follow, or they try to follow, quote unquote. Right? So that's pretty much it on that. But you know, we use the Bible, but there's a lot of history books, right? Because they say, hey, want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. There's a lot of history books that solidify the fact of us being the Israelites. It talks about how we were back in the time in Europe, and, you know, who we were. Everything is crystal clear. There's many books that help solidify and confirm the statement of us being the Israelites. These scholars, you know, these historians and scholars, they all know it. But you're not gonna go into the black section of the library. It's not gonna be there. You go into the Jewish section, or you go into like the European section. And read that, and you're gonna find information on us.
Trust me,
right? Because that's what our leaders was doing. They was looking in other sections, and you see people say, "Are you guys lost? You guys might be in the wrong section." Nope, we're right where we want.
Yeah.
They got the book. Yep, this is the book I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Open up the book, and you see all black images. Our people, kings and princes in Europe, in Spain, and in these different places. Right? So it's like having that mindset to take it to a next level. Because y'all hearing this, but don't just go off of what I'm saying right now. You're gonna have to do your own research. You're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? I
was gonna ask for that
solidify,
book.
You know what I'm saying? Solidify what it is that y'all want to believe in, what y'all want to know, right?
No, I love this though. This is
man. It's a dope conversation.
We can do this a couple more times.
That's what I was gonna say. We could definitely run it back.
So much. It's about life, right? Yeah. So we could say, hey, we want to talk about this specific topic. And we can kind of delve into it from there.
Okay. For sure.
I was gonna ask, because you guys reached out through OJ. I was wondering, like, what kind of like brought you guys to like our page, because we talk about some wild stuff. We don't really get deep like this. So I was wondering, like, what did you guys see in us that made you guys want to like come here and sit with us?
Well, I know what Nathan, you're the one that found it. I think he knows the brother upstairs, or one of them brothers here?
OJ. Yeah, we know her. Shout out to her. Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
So he really found it, but then we did kind of look and do some research, and we see that y'all ain't afraid to talk about certain things.
Yeah.
And that might actually have us sit down and let us bring out certain things and talk. 'Cause y'all ain't trying to. Y'all ain't scared to go into certain
sugarcoating.
Yeah.
Right?
We wanna...
So that's what we respected about what we saw.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, man, can rock with it.
Yes,
I like that. That's what I wanted this. That's what we wanted this to be like. Kind of like no filtered. Everyone can come and say whatever they want, no matter what you practice or what you do in your life. I want this to be open for everybody and no filtered, no sugarcoating, no nothing. Just everything. Talk the truth and
Right, because like I think it was you, OJ, said you saw some of the videos that
stuff. I was definitely going through your YouTube and your Instagram page.
Right. Yeah. So like we bounce around like various platforms. In the streets, it's more so face to face. We face to face with the people. We face to face with drug dealers. We face to face with killers. We face to face with all manner of people. But then we also have the time where we come sit down on platforms. You see our elders, they're on news stations, they're live all over press conference, they're doing big things. So we bounce around the streets, we bounce around inside like various platforms, sit down and talk with our people. Y'all brothers doing something in the city. We want to try and connect more with stuff like this, like black shows and stuff, of course, in the city to show that hey, we in the streets. We may seem it's people always talk about our approach and how we teach in the streets, but we got to speak a certain way in the streets because people are we can't speak soft. People drug dealing and stuff. We can't stop drug dealing. We got to speak a certain way in the streets. Exactly. But then we come in here, we can speak a certain way in here as well, right? It's
like that.
It's the same truth, but we can sit down and speak with our brothers and try to edify our people, to try and reach our people that hey, we're not a hate group, we're not racist, we're not misogynistic, we're not all these things. Definitely. We are just brothers that learn the truth, learn our history, learn who we are, our true identity, and now we just got to show that and push that to the people. So that's it.
I definitely learned something a lot from this 2-hour session. It makes me want to research afterwards too. So,
and it's like, especially like our generation, it's like we have the internet, we have so much, like it's like so much information coming at us, and it's like that's why when I saw you guys reached out to us, I was excited because like I want to be able to get perspective. I feel like, especially our generation, we're really looking for the truth. Like we're really looking. Like for me personally, like we'll look to so many different things trying to find this truth, and it's like it's just it's good to, especially in person, you could kind of feel the vibes as well as hear out the energy, and it's like everything's just cohesive and coherent. So yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah, man.
Praises, man.
Definitely. We'll put everything, I guess, in the bio too. You guys have like Instagram and I don't think you guys follow the page, but you guys have Instagram and all that, right?
Yeah, we got all that.
I only seen the YouTube. That's why.
YouTube, Instagram. What do they call it? Is it X? What is that?
X, Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah,
TikTok. Right?
TikTok. Okay, that's good.
That's just the Toronto branch. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Like we're dealing locally. Obviously, we want to sit down with local people because we want to deal with the community. We want to get more in tune with our people in the community so we can try and help our people. Literally, it's not about popularity or whatever, getting a name. It's really about helping our people, right? So we're dealing locally, but hey, there's wherever you want to look, we more than likely have a movement in that city or in that state or country, where you can learn, man.
Of course.
Do you guys have like a church? Like we could like or anything?
Yeah. We in Scarborough, in Markham, we got an address for those that's watching, 284 Markham Road.
Okay.
Right, so you can come and you can learn, congregate on the Sabbath, get the experience, right? Because like-minded people all trying to learn and get themselves right, coming from all different walks of life. We just trying to learn, understand, and fix, the flaws that we've learned all these years. You know what I'm saying? Get that poison, that spiritual poison out that we've been fed all this time, and start taking back our heritage, taking back our culture.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So shout out to you guys for coming on, and we definitely got to run it back and talk about more controversial topics or whatever. And anything you guys want to say?
No, thank you guys for coming. Thank you for the information. I'll get your YouTube and stuff because I want to do some more research, but we'll leave it in the bio for those watching.
Of course.
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, thank you guys so much for joining us. Subscribe to their channel, subscribe to our channel, and like, comment, and share. And that's about it.
Yes, sir. That was fire.